we are now going to try and find the trig values of other angles, but they have their reference angle as a 30, a 45, or a 60. Okay, so let's try the first one down at the bottom. We do need to make sure that we are taking the sine into consideration, though. All right, so find the 6 trig function values for 225. So we need to find all 6. So we're going to find sine of 225. We're going to find cosine. We're going to find tangent. We're going to find cosecant. Secant. And cotangent. All right, so before I do any of this, I need to figure out my reference angles. So 225 degrees. Let's see. What quadrant are we going to land in? (225 degrees). Where are you? Quadrant 3. Yes. So give yourself something in quadrant 3. We are going to draw that perpendicular up to the x-axis, and I need to find that reference angle right there. What would that be in this case? So if you did that, that would get you this angle. I would do the 225 minus 180, right? And then that would get me that little bit right there. 225, and then take away this. So what's that? 45? Great. So I'm really dealing with a 45-degree angle. So now, yes, I know you have it in the chart right above you, all the values for 45, but let's pretend that you didn't. Imagine they weren't there. See if you could do it with the hand thing. So remember, it's 90, 60, 45. So let's put the 45 finger down. So if I wanted the sine, it'd be, I'd put 2 in that spot. So it'd be root 2 over 2. If I wanted the cosine, it would be, I have 2 fingers up there too. So that's root 2 over 2 for the cosine. So then I can get my reciprocals would just be 2 over root 2, but I got to fix that. Isn't it just root 2, right? Because you get 2 root 2 over 2, just root 2. So then secant is the same thing. And then tangent. Did you know? Maybe you don't even know this. Maybe you do. I don't know. Did you know that tangent is just sine divided by cosine? Did you know? Because if you take a look back here, let me just show it to you real quick. It's kind of cool. So see how tangent was a over b? So if I do sine divided by cosine, how do you do a fraction divided by a fraction? Yes, multiply by the reciprocal. Keep, change, flip, right? Sine a over c divided by this guy really means multiply by the reciprocal, c over b. Look, the c's cancel out, you get a over b, which is tangent. What? So tangent is just sine divided by cosine.
Please pardon the interruption. Xavier Clay, please report to the main office. Xavier Clay to the main office. Thank you.
So that can be helpful to remember. I know you guys have it right in front of you, but if you didn't, I could just take sine and divide it by cosine. Well, since they're the same, isn't the same thing divided by the same thing just 1? Right? Like 7 divided by 7 is just 1. That crazy thing divided by that crazy thing is the same thing, so I just get 1. And then the reciprocal of that is just 1. How about that? With just our left hand, we got all that information. Amazing. Okay, let's try the next one. Now we just, oh wait, oh my gosh! Ah, we made a big mistake. What are we forgetting? The sign! Right? All students take calc. Not everybody's going to be positive. Who will be positive in the third quadrant? Who? Tangent and cotangent. Everybody else is negative. So, tangent and cotangent, they're positives. All these, I need to come in and make them negative. Whew! We almost missed that. You always have to take the sign into consideration. All right, let's check out example 3a. The sine of negative 150. So we don't have to find all 6 here. We just have to find sine. So first of all, let's sketch out where negative 150 would be. What quadrant does negative 150 land in? Threes are correct. So negative, that means I'm going to go this way, right? So this would be negative 90. This would be negative 180. I'm at negative 150, so I'm not quite there. I'm somewhere in there. So yes, the third quadrant. So again, to find that reference angle, draw that perpendicular up to the x-axis, and it's this angle I'm looking for. So if this angle is 150, negative 150, whatever, what's that angle? What's that angle in that triangle? It's got to be, John? 30, correct. 30. And then I can use my hand to find the sine of 30. So 30 would be this finger, put it down. Sine is on the bottom, so I put 1 in that thingy. So square root of 1 over 2, which is really just half. And then I just have to take the sign into consideration. All students take calc. So should this be positive or negative? Negative. How cool. Let's try C. And then we'll break for lunch. So cosine of 780. Oh gosh, we're not going to deal with 780 at all, right? Let's start by finding its coterminal angle. $60. So this is the same thing as finding the cosine of 60, which is pretty easy given my new tools. 90, 60. So put that down. Cosine's on the top. Well, what do you know? Square root of 1 over 2, I get a half again. And then we talk about sine. 60 is in quadrant 1, right? So who's positive or who's negative or whatever. What would the sign be for this? If I'm in quadrant 1. Positive, because everybody is positive in quadrant 1. So quadrant 1, I don't really have to worry about it. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so let's pause here for lunch.